Welcome. My name is Fredrik Berg and I'm working as a Service Product Manager for Digital Workplace and Public Cloud at Dustin. Today I'm going to talk about hybrid workplace and how the cloud can enable that for you. We've had the global shift in the way of working. This pandemic that we've had has made us to move outside office and work from home on distance. This has been a shift in the way of working, and we have needed to adapt to other things that we were not used to. Like, we moved out of the office, as I said, and when we were in the office, we had meetings physically. We had also all our technology within the walls of the company. We secured them with the network. We secured the infrastructure with the network. But we also collaborated in the office. Some people worked outside, and they maybe were not as included as the people who were in the office. This changed with the pandemic. Suddenly, all was on the same level. Working on distance, working mostly from home. And this was a big change. And I used to think, what would the life have been if we didn't have this technology that actually helped us to do our work under the pandemic? But it also changed the way we think about work and how we should work in the future. This changed to work anywhere. And a lot of companies is actually implemented the new way of working for the future. But the technology is needed. 74% of the company think that their employees will continue to work outside office. This is also important regards to security. We have seen increased of threats regarding the devices that are outside of the company walls. And we need to secure the identities, the company information, and the devices in new ways. Even when we work on our personal computers, we need to secure that accessing our company information is in a secure way. So the new normal is work anywhere. And as one of the biggest players within this area, a supplier, Microsoft, that everybody knows about, that are delivering the digital workplace, they have as many ways to work on as they have people. And they have stated, like maybe other companies also, that we as employees should work the way we would like, the best, as we could be as productive as we would like. So the new word for this is hybrid workplace, and we see it everywhere. But what is the hybrid workplace? We have talked about work anywhere, and that is something that we have moved towards for the future. And the hybrid workplace is a mix of different opportunities. It's the work site, it's the work location, and it's the work hours. So it's actually the office. It's the coffee we are working on, for example. It could be a train station where we're working on as we travel, and it could be our home. It's also the geographic location, the city, or maybe the country we're working on, but also the hours when we're working have changed. Some of us have goals to achieve, and maybe most of us has goals, but instead of working 8 to 17, maybe we have the goals to accomplish instead of working 2 hours. And we could do other stuff daily on the afternoon, for example, and do the rest of the work on the evening. But still we need to have a good way of collaborating with each other when we are not in the same place. This affects both the persons, and we need to have discipline to work in this new way, but the organizations also need to have rules and guidelines. And I think a lot of companies are now struggling to find the right way going forward to have this possibility for the future. What do we need to consider then heading towards hybrid workplace? Yeah, for countries it could be local laws and other requirements that we need to consider. We need to find our company guidelines on how to work on distance. And what does it mean to the company in efficiency and collaboration? And should it be a high degree of flexibility? Should it be totally free? Or should we say that 2 days you should be in the office and the rest of the week we don't care where you are, only you do your work? There are also compensations and benefits, taxations, and other costs and expenses that we need to consider when we work from home. But one of the most important things is the health and the safety of the employee. As we work from home, we don't see that employee each day. We don't see the health in the same way. And it's rather easy just to hide behind the camera and don't show how you feel. So there's also things that we need to change. We need to consider how can we actually get to know the people behind the screen that we're working with digital on the health and also on the safety in the home office. So there are more challenges to this because we also need the technology to embrace this. We need to get the work done in a good way wherever we are. This will also change the culture that we had, because the culture was built when we was in the office. Now we should build a culture on how we communicate digitally everywhere. And maybe how can we keep the moral when we sit alone at home if we don't meet the colleagues every day? For some, this is really good. Some maybe love it, but we are different people. We also need to have good ways of doing communication with each other, have really good meetings so we can include everybody in the meetings we have. And also the security. The security is really important as there's more possibilities to access the company's information outside the company's walls with the devices. So it's crucial to secure the devices and identities in a good way. So, what have we experienced? Personally, we have a lot of meetings, and I think that all of you can relate to that. Meetings, 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 and we have meetings for everything. And why is that? Yeah, we are also available. We're not traveling, and we haven't traveled as we used before. So we are more available than ever. It's so easy to book meetings, back-to-back meetings. How does that affect our productivity? I think that we feel that we can accomplish more than we have ever done before. But we also need to consider the health here when we are having these back-to-back meetings. Do we take breaks between the meetings? Do we reflect between the meetings? And how is the productivity actually? And the importance in the meeting, as I said before, is to include everyone. So now when we go back to the hybrid workplace, when we build this hybrid workplace, maybe most of the people or some of the people will continue to go to the office. They will have the meetings of the office, sitting in a room, and then I'm going to be on distance. I will need to connect in a good way into the meeting. And it's so important to include all people in the meeting in a good way. So we don't forget those that are continue to work remotely. Let's use technology to help us with this. So before the pandemic, the office had an advantage in a lot of things. During the meeting, all was on the same level. Or during the pandemic, I would say, all was on the same level. And now we need to ensure that this keeps going on so we can keep this hybrid workplace. Because I think that's actually a good way of working, where you can personalize your way of working. You also need to stay in the flow before a meeting and after a meeting. Reflect, what did you do? So don't book maybe an hour every time or half an hour. Take 10 minutes in the end of the meeting just to end the meeting and reflect on the things you have discussed. Use one solution that are integrated, that's easy to use. Try to find ways of engaging everyone. Don't turn off the camera and sit there and do other stuff. Don't multitask. Engage and include. So we need to create meeting experience that's right for you. And one of the known solutions for this that have grown really much this year is Teams. Teams is a really good solution for staying connected, having collaborations, and do works together in a simple way. And the solution has grown with a lot of functions this 1.5 years. And a lot of companies and people has embraced this as a new way of working. And this is part of the technology we need to use. There are other solutions on the market also that are really good. With Teams, we can have one-to-one meetings, we can have group meetings, but we can also have virtual events where we can bring thousands and thousands of people into one meeting or a webinar, for example. And Teams is part of one big solutions that bring a lot of technology that support the hybrid workplace. We still need to access files and share files in a good way. We need to co-authoring. That's really important when we are on distance from each other. Email and calendar is still sticky in our work life. And then we have the meeting opportunities with teams, one-to-one group meetings and so on. In this, we need to integrate security. We've heard a lot about threats that has increased this year, phishing and cyber attacks. So the security needs to be integrated in everything we do, and it needs to be easy. Productivity and security need to be married. We need to have encryption of the files we're working on, all the information. We need to consider to have tools for data privacy. We need to secure devices and data. And we need to have a good, secure way of working on remote. Also into this technology, our employees need to be able to select a device that they like. That's a good opportunity to bring productivity and efficiency when I can use the device that is most suitable for me. Like one person likes to work on an Apple Mac, for example, and one on a PC. Maybe salespersons only need an iPhone or an Android device. And they should have the same experience, and from an IT perspective, it should be as easy as manage a PC and Mac as an iPhone, as an Android. Same experience everywhere. And bring the easy parts into our hybrid workplace. So at Dustin, we have a solution that we call the modern workplace. That's a cost-effective cloud solution for real-time collaboration, where we can secure our work. It includes and is built on Microsoft 365 with Teams cloud storage. We use the familiar Office apps, and we have the advanced security that you can select to implement at your level if you're a normal or high-risk customer when you look on the risk factors. And as you know, you can buy devices from Dustin. That's what we're really known for. And you can select the device you want, and we manage it for you. This includes support and advisory, and we are managing it. So we bring our competence together with Microsoft to you to help you embrace this hybrid workplace. So with Modern Workplace, we let you be more productive than ever. We simplify the meetings you have with the technology you can buy from us, the hardware, and the solution we bring to you with the support you get from us. We secure the business at the level you want with the technology that you can trust. You get the support and management from our skilled technicians and employees. And you select the device that you want to connect to this. And this is a fixed fee per user in month for the solution. And then you can buy the device, or you can buy it on finance, or how you would like it. So this is also a flexible solution. And you can have cost control because you have one fee per user in month. So one important thing within this area is also how to bring the device to the end user. So within the Modern Workplace, we have added a solution for enabling automation when you set up a computer. If you have an IT department, you don't need to set up that anymore. We can bring the device to you or to the home where the employee is working, even wherever you are. Even if it's an iPhone, an Android, and Mac, or a PC. Once again, select the device you want. This is called zero-touch solutions. So when you procure a device from us with the service Modern Workplace, we set up everything you need for the hybrid workplace. You're ready to order the device, bring it to your employees, new employees. We ship it. The end user logs on to the device. As soon as they log on to it, it's configured as they need it. If they work on the financial department or in the warehouse, they get the application, the files, the security they need for their roles. And also important, they get the security they need. The device is secured from the beginning when you log on to the device. The device is connected to the solution and secured. And there's also an important thing that you don't need to mess with the security. It's already there. And in the life cycle of the device, through Modern Workplace, we support you. We support you with the issues you have as an end user, with Modern Workplace, with the productivity, with the Teams meeting, and the security. And if something happens, we can restore the device and you can continue to work and we can solve the issue. You can give a device that has belonged to one person to a new person, and they can start to work with it with their settings and their files. And if you have this also, like in finance, we can add take back, and we can take back the hardware, and you can get new hardware, and you have this experience again. So end user experience in the hybrid workplace is really important for us at Dustin, because that's improved the employee certifications. So hybrid work is our new reality. It's the way we are going to work for the future. But we need to embrace the technology to be able to embrace it. And we need also to implement this in our digital transformation strategies. It's not only to jump in. Probably some companies that didn't have started to use, for example, cloud technology, noticed that. You need to consider what you should start with first. But you need to consider everything for the future, so you also have it integrated and it brings you a good user experience. So if you would like to talk about hybrid workplace, you can come to us at Dustin, and we will speak to you about our modern workplace solutions and the devices that's best for you. Thank you very much. My name was Fredrik Berg, and as I said in the beginning, I'm working with the digital workplace at Dustin. And if you have any questions, you can ask this in our digital room after this. Thank you.